Alright guys, we're back in my garage for another video, and today we're going to be talking about the latest announcement from Dynamic AutoWorks. It looks like there's a new Flowmax turbo that's going to be coming to the market, and this is super exciting for all of the Gen 2 guys. So I'm just going to share with you guys the information that I have, and hopefully this helps you out if this is one of the turbos that you were interested in. Now, as always, for everybody that's new to the channel, I create videos to help keep you updated on the latest developments in our community, as well as discuss technical topics so that we have a better understanding of how our engines work. So if you're interested in more videos like that, be sure to subscribe because there will be a lot more coming out in the future. Now let's cut back and talk about some basics really quick for everybody that isn't aware of Dynamic AutoWorks. This is a turbo company that provides hybrid turbos for BMWs. They've made turbos for N54s as well as the Gen 1 B58. So now this is a new option for the Gen 2. I know some people were a little bit confused by this because they thought it was a new revision of their existing turbo for the Gen 1 B58, but this is a brand new turbo that's designed for the Gen 2 engine. Now, Dynamic AutoWorks sets themselves apart from a lot of the competition because their priority is optimizing spool. And so they're basically going to design a turbo that spools as close to stock as possible while still having a broad power band that can support over 700 horsepower, just like a lot of other hybrid turbos on the market. But this is going to be a really high quality option that preserves good driving manners when you're just driving around town and things like that. Now, this is an entirely cast unit, so you're not going to have to submit your stock turbo in return for their aftermarket turbo or wait for it to be modified. They're going to provide your own turbo, and then you can sell your stock one or do whatever you want with that. And this turbo is assembled in the US. He's actually provided some pictures showing the machining and final assembly process that they do in-house. They also have some local welders that they use for fabricating the manifolds. They've posted pictures of that in the past as well. So definitely a nice way to kind of shop local and work with a company that you know is doing manufacturing in the US. Now, I know some people in the past have seen the Gen 1 option when it came out, and they were wondering if there was a way to retrofit it onto a TU engine. Unfortunately, that's not the case. The Gen 2 does have some unique features. So first of all, the center housing is a little bit different. The coolant feed and return lines are mounted on the top versus on the Gen 1, it's mounted on the sides. So with the Gen 2, they're going to have a new center housing that mounts up to the stock coolant feed and return lines. It also has a unique turbo inlet, and I like the route that they're going with this version of the turbo because it's going to have its own aftermarket inlet that they'll manufacture and provide with the turbo. So this will work with the stock intake or basically any other aftermarket intake that's designed to work with the stock turbo. This will allow it to bolt right up. And then of course on the other end, it'll mount up to a stock downpipe, aftermarket downpipe, etc. So if you need to, put your stock downpipe and stock intake back on for emissions or something like that, you can go ahead and get that handled. And then you can go ahead and switch back to, your aftermarket parts so you can go back to enjoying your car. Now, this is going to be an Ultraflow turbo based on their description. So this is going to be the higher flowing turbo option that supports the most power. But they did say that they modified the turbine wheel a bit. I think maybe the airflow on the Gen 2 engines is a little bit different. So they were able to optimize that turbine to help increase spool. So they're actually anticipating that it'll spool a little bit quicker than the Gen 1 Ultraflow while still having a lot more power. Now, there are a couple things that we don't know. One big one, of course, is data on the turbo itself. It should perform similar to the other hybrid options, but for this one, they're still doing some testing right now. So they've actually sent out the turbo to a 2022 Supra that has been unlocked, and that car can be tuned to really test out the limits of the turbo, run it through its paces, make sure it fits well, performs well, and has good reliability. So we're waiting for the results on that. I anticipate we'll probably see something maybe in the spring to give us a little bit more data on how that turbo performs. Also, we're not sure about price. They have been really competitive in the past, and I think they're going to continue to be competitive. It might be a little bit more expensive than the Gen 1 option since it is coming with that actual aftermarket inlet, but I wouldn't expect it to be too much more. You guys can message BimmerNetwork. They're an official distributor for Dynamic AutoWorks, and they can help put you on a pre-order list if you want to be one of the first people to order one when it is officially released. Also, this is only for 6-port engines for now, so we're anticipating a 2-port version will be coming later. Supras, M340is, M440is, basically most of the BMW models. This will be for you. I know a lot of the 6-port guys can't tune their car without doing an expensive, FEM2 unlock or things like that. But if your car is already unlocked, then this will definitely be a good option. Or if you're one of the people before that June 2020 cutoff date, then you already have plenty of tuning options available and you'll be able to take advantage of this turbo. But yeah, super excited to see this finally getting teased and showing that there's signs this will be released soon. I think this will be a great option for anybody that's looking for a hybrid turbo that can support, up to 700, 750 wheel horsepower. It'll be enough to go past the limits of your fuel system. You'll definitely require port injection if you want to max out this turbo. It'll be able to push past the limits of your transmission. So same thing. You'll want to upgrade your transmission if you want to push the limits of your turbo, but you can always dial it back, run lower boost levels and keep things safe, even if you have a stock engine and transmission, and really just enjoy having a quick spooling turbo that has a nice wide power band and performs really well. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope this helps. And if you have any other questions or comments, leave them down below.